for morning consumer news, Americans are doing some belt tightening. According to a new survey, 68% of respondents don't want to take on new credit. 43% are delaying buying a new car. And 70% say they are going to free streaming services instead of paying for Hulu or Netflix. But the numbers could change now that some tariffs are being reduced. And with those tariffs dropping, you may be wondering or asking for a friend maybe. Will Temu and Shein be cheap again? Likely not, unfortunately. These retailers exploited the de minimis loophole that is now gone. Instead of facing the recent 145% tariff, though, they will pay 30% when using UPS or FedEx. USPS parcels still face a higher 54% tax rate. And Ford is recalling more than 273,000 2022 to 2024 Ford Expeditions and Lincoln Navigators. If you've got one of those, Ford says the SUVs have a problem with leaking brake lines. The leak could cause the vehicles to take longer to come to a complete stop, potentially causing a crash. The latest Consumer Price Index data was released this week, showing U.S. inflation slowed to its lowest annual rate in more than 4 years. Jen Sullivan breaks down what these numbers mean for your wallet.
When the temperatures rise, so does spending. Typically, Americans shell out more money during the summer months, and the latest Consumer Price Index data released this week is good news for consumers ahead of the start of summer.
CPI, or Consumer Price Index, is important because it's going to monitor the changes in prices month over month.
Annual inflation cooled to 2.3% in April, and overall prices went up by only 0.2% from the month before.
This was within the range of expectations, but on the lower end.
The good news is overall prices for food, gas, and air travel are down. Those high egg prices we've been seeing have finally cracked. Egg prices dipped more than 12% last month. The bad news is shelter costs are up, which measures how much we spend on housing, and that accounts for a large portion of families' budgets.
That's one of the biggest costs that people have. Whether they're renting or whether they're owning, the cost that you have month to month, is going to impact how much other money you have to put towards other resources.
The other concern for consumers, financial analysts like Stephen Cates worry President Donald Trump's tariffs on foreign imports could cause prices to rise as we get closer to summer.
There's a lot of businesses that still have pre-tariff inventories. And as those dwindle, they will be forced to import more items. And if those are at higher costs, they may pass those costs on to consumers.
With trade talks rapidly changing, it means uncertainty for prices in the coming months.